Hello, Divine Feminine. How are you? Let's get some animal signifiers out here. Whoa, it's a rough start. You're hummingbird and he's crow. And interestingly enough, we have 17 and 34, so exactly doubled. And then in the middle, we have 33 with the horse, and then the seahorse, which is 53. Very interesting. So you have be here now. He has co-create with spirit. In between is freedom is yours, and then watch and wait. So very interesting energies. Indeed. I am very curious about the numbers today. So you have adventure. He has gentleness. In between is nature. And then on the bottom is courage. And glasses on here. Dare to do things differently. Manifest your truest dreams. Oh, travel dreams. Move to a new location. And then gentleness. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love. And nature. Ground yourself. Find a sanctuary in nature. Connect with the elementals. You have 10-10. Practice self-love. Nurture your inner child. He has 2-2. Remember your identity. You can do it. 7-7, healing separation, go within. And 11-11, mission accomplished. Welcome home with the swan. Interestingly, only one swan on that card. So I guess that signifies a union. Which I never really thought of before. You know, we always see 2 swans. I find the seahorse to be also an interesting card. I just saw the Ace of Pentacles with the 7 of Cups reversed. You know, of all the animals, I don't know. I feel like the seahorse is one of the ones where the masculine is kind of the most nurturing and what we would typically call feminine energy. It's the only animal I really know of. We had Tower with the King of Cups. That like the male gives kind of birth to the baby. 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. I don't know. He's trying to guard his sadness here. Guard his regret. Possibly by distracting himself a lot. Alright. Page of Pentacles, King of Wands, 2 of Cups. Did not expect that. 2 of Swords, High Priestess. High Priestess has been coming out a lot lately. 2 of Wands, Temperance, Knight of Swords, Magician, 8 of Pentacles. Wow. 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 6 of Wands, 5 of Swords, Ace of Cups, 5 of Wands. I did do a reading on my TikTok yesterday, which I haven't been doing much of lately, and I felt like the High Priestess came out. I haven't seen 2 of Cups in a while. Ace of Cups, I think the last time I really saw it was on the second to last TikTok I did. But I feel like I haven't seen the cups in a while like that. Interesting. Cards we got yesterday. I don't know, I'm just really drawn to your love right now. I feel like there's been periods of waiting and planning here that may have gone on too long, or he thought he could do something. Now my voice is being all weird. Thought he could like come back or something at a certain time and he just didn't. Or he's waiting for you to do it and you didn't. Oof, this has been like the cards lately right there. And now he doesn't really know what to do. I feel like he was trying to draw you back in and you're like, no. Maybe I use the word trap, but it's only because I don't really have another word. I feel kind of a seducing energy here with this King of Wands reversed and the Magician. You know, you've kind of got your heart on display. And maybe you took a chance and did something. Got a lot of Empress energy here. Didn't really want to see that. Wow. Seek the truth. We did see the Tower and the pre-shuffle. Take the lead, seek the truth. Seek the truth, take the lead. I talked about mutable energy yesterday. And look at, and things being in the hand, right? We're in Gemini season, which is the ruler of the hands. It's also a mutable sign of the mind ruled by Mercury. So in Gemini, we are often going back and forth between two states of the mind. There's some duality here, right? We have this Temperance card we have got, which is Sagittarian energy, which is 7th house opposed energy right now. Sorry, 9th house. And 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 2 of Cups. So we have 2, 2, 2 here. And again, we've got a heart in the hand, cracking open. We've got her hands on her heart, glowing with these angel wings. You know, it is in your hand right now to make this fair, to make it just, to make it balanced, to make it even. Can you figure out a way to bridge this gap? You know, this is the Queen of Cups in this deck, and it's literally says a woman holding a heart, right? 44. Something, in a lot of ways, the ball seems to be in your court right now. So what do we need to know, Spirit? What seems to be coming to like the forefront here with a lot of chakras, and they're really interesting ones. is that you really need to make sure that the decisions, moves, words you choose are not based on fear energy. Because I see you in a lot of fear energy. This is such an interesting card. It looks like things will present themselves again that have been presented to you in other lifetimes before. I'm not going to repeat, you know, yesterday's reading, but I said some things about that yesterday. Right, so cycle of growth, natural law, divine order, and we have 17 here, and we have another 17 somewhere I just saw. $16, $17. So he has joyful activity, celebration of life, abundance, and there's the sun dancers. And they're together up in the sky. And then Lady of the Mirror, reflection, non-judgment. And that's the word that I was getting when I was shuffling the cards when I sat down. Is non-judgment. But I feel like I've talked about that a lot. Maybe it's just been on my mind a lot. It's like... being able to look at the mirror and not judge it will free you from a lot of things that may be restricting your heart right now. 32, 32, door to spirit, sun dancers. And then we have dragons duel, inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. So we have 23, 32. And you see they're both kind of making the infinity sign here. Getting that infinity energy very strongly. The 8. But Spirit, you're not giving me very much with, like, this is the 8 they're saying too. So the path to self-mastery, which is the path you're on, is an inner journey. The reflection that you see is just to help guide you, because the inner journey is kind of like a candle in the darkness. Where you only can see a little bit at a time. Some child is crying outside, and it's making me kind of think of the inner child that gets really upset when it can't, you know, have what it wants immediately. Part of what's happening here is just, and I noticed the seahorse card is a 53, which is an 8, is that you seem to have questions that are unanswered. Guess we're going to do it like this. Interesting. Some of these are your fears, some of them are your thoughts. I'm still healing in reverse. Interesting. And then we have heal in reverse. So on your side, You have, why did you leave? If you let me, I'll take care of you in reverse. I heard something about you. I secretly admire you. I'm in love with you. I am playing games on purpose. Now, the I am playing games on purpose part doesn't really feel like a divine feminine energy, but I actually think that is you to you. I actually think you are playing games with you. And almost that it's about being something than you really are. So the word that's coming to mind is reputation, but it's like you kind of want people to be talking, or you want him to hear something about you, or you want there to be a shift, so you're kind of artificially creating it in a way. But also you got to get really real with yourself right here, that some part of you, and it may be a very small part, may be running from something here. Because I see there's an avoidance of healing. What is really they're bringing it back to like the love that you give and receive in this life is really in your own hands. And I know that feels like kind of a slap in the face if you're someone that's had a lot of trauma and things you can't control in your life. But that's what Spirit's bringing through. Okay, let's do more. I secretly admire you. I'm in love with you. So that's a kind of that pedestal energy that I'm feeling that this is like, because I did feel in the collective that the feminine's really kind of healing some of that pedestal energy, but I feel like there's some still there. And it may be the kind of wands aspect of the masculine that you maybe are not fully integrating, that may be the next to integrate. I'm not sure it's exactly the same for everybody, but there's some aspect of the masculine that you just don't really see yourself as, and secretly you kind of really admire it in him. And it may be like the ease that he talks people into things or creates like chemistry with people that's not, it sounds negative when I'm saying it, but with the examples they're giving me here, King of Wands reversed with the High Priestess, and there's the High Priestess is very, very reserved, right? It's all going on inside. And that's what I'm kind of getting from you, the feminine, is that it may be right now in a lot of ways you don't feel super connected to people because you've been doing so much healing, or because you've been so internally focused and you've given up really trying to get people to understand that are in your life. Like, and it may, I don't know where we're going with this, but it may have surprised you how quickly people didn't really ask or care once you stopped talking about it, which is interesting, right, to notice. We don't need to judge it if that is your experience, but sometimes when you kind of give up the ghost, is what they're saying there, it's like, I don't think that's what that means, but I don't know what that means really. It's like, so, okay, they're wanting me to talk about this personal experience I've had with, like, what I've been noticing a lot when I go on social media is that, and I'm not saying I am above this somehow or something, it's not a judgment, but it's like so much of what's on social media is just positioning to be seen as good in a lot of ways. And that is this chasing energy. They're obviously having me bring this up so you can see this in a different way, right? They're giving me this kind of image of Play-Doh for some reason, where we just sculpt this version of ourselves to be externally validated, right? This is what we've learned our whole life. It's another side of the shadow work, right? So I forget even where we started. What do you want me to say about this? You may envy it, and that's a strong word, admire some of the masculine's like mutable energy, where they are kind of masters of charisma in a lot of ways, where, you know, you look at that from one angle and you're like, oh, that's just a manipulator. But from the other angle, it's like a magician, right? You're so in control of your own energy. You can sculpt it to be anything that you want to anyone. And they're wanting you to see both sides of that energy, because the masculine's actually having to see the reverse in you. And they're like, don't get hung up on the reverse. Because yes, they're drawing my attention to this kind of gray butterfly here. I don't know why exactly, like blending in, but it's like, it's almost the good and the bad side of being a people pleaser, but it's like, it's like the good and the bad side of being a receiver versus a, what do you call it? When someone goes and gets a chaser. It's like the reverse angles of that, the duality, the dual nature of that. And it's almost like you have a lot of patience in, you know, the Empress sits on her throne and the High Priestess sits on her throne. Yeah, all the royals sit on their throne, right? It's only the knights that are riding around on their horses. But the Empress doesn't really get up for anybody, right? Like, she's certainly not getting up for a page. And I mean, just look at her garb. She's sitting in a field of wheat on this like thing that she gets carried around on with a shield that's shaped in a heart and stars on her crown, right? Which I had never noticed before. And a scepter. So in a lot of ways, you used to move a lot more for people, I think, is what they're getting at. And okay, so we're gonna go to him now. And they're saying it'll all like wrap itself up here. But you see, even he's kind of wrapped in an 8 here. And the bottom of these cards are about healing. So you drive me crazy in reverse. Reach out to me, please. I've had a hard time communicating. I have a hard time communicating. My intentions are pure. Interesting. I'm scared of commitment reversed. I've liked you for a really long time, reversed. I'm still healing. You're a great friend. I think you're very talented. My intentions can be selfish at times. These are all in reverse. I think these are all kind of what they're overcoming their resistance to. Part of what I'm feeling is that this could be a little bit of projection, but like, I think part of the feminine's disappointment in the separations that have happened is asking like, okay, I understand you don't want to be together romantically, and there's this separation that has to happen to do this healing work, but I really thought there was a very deep friendship connection between us that you seem to let go of so easily. And it's not that he did let go of it easily. In fact, it's still there, just exactly like it was. There's just a lot of confusion around, especially about the communicating feelings that's been coming through so strongly. Every reading I do, it's like there's this underlying feeling of, if I talk to you, I'm going to have to open up this like vault of explaining how deep and strong these feelings were and why I ran away from them, and how much I like you, and how scared this all made me, right? And how I've been thinking of you like crazy, and I feel very out of control, and I don't like that, any of that feeling. And I didn't really want to do any of this healing work, because that's kind of coming through here, you know. I didn't want to do any of this healing work. I really didn't want to change, and I really didn't want to. But here's the thing. I didn't really have a choice. I did it anyway. And there is something coming through here about the telepathy. It's like, I still felt like we were communicating the whole time, really. Even though we weren't using words, even though we weren't seeing each other, even though I wasn't saying probably what would have benefited me to say. And I know that now. Like, I know you're the one who led me to a path that of becoming like my best, mastering myself. And you showed me things I couldn't see on my own. And I know that now. Like, the anchor of all of this was that I ran away from what I knew was really true love on all of the levels. Like, I ran away from a true friendship towards friendships that weren't real, from a true love towards a love that wasn't real, from things I knew would require me to commit to them. I ran from them towards things I didn't have to commit to, things that weren't so real. And it's because of this reflection. You know, that's all I can tell you about that. It's that there's a very strong reflection here. And in a lot of ways, you were much braver than me to actually, though you weren't. So we have this 3 card here, right? And this is also this very similar energy here. These are very, very Empress energies here, where the Empress, you know, lives in a state of abundance and creates tremendous abundance around her. It's her natural birthright in that energy. It's not like, it's like what I'm saying about he creates a natural abundance in the charisma, right? And the external. Her natural abundance is internal. It's a product of the nature, the natural love that she is in that energy. It's tremendously creative force. And, it's very interesting to see these two cards side by side, right? That's the creative force. It's like, I think she came up upright. He creates that in a different way. And so he's been able to really see that in you. You are so open and giving and healing. And again, with this energy in the hands and near the solar plexus, you were willing to like crack open your heart and give it. And seeing that from a perspective that gives from a manipulative place, you're gonna have to take it all with a grain of salt, okay? Because the words aren't perfect. It's not that the intentions were bad. It's just where the creative place that he had learned from, and he wasn't really willing to break those chains, but that's what's going on right here. I really wish I had this one deck that I already packed up. You know what I'm gonna get? I feel like getting one of these cards. Okay, we're gonna get some Diana Cooper cards. We have the Atlantis deck and the Unicorn deck. So this is a super cool deck because it has like a stand, and then you can just pick a card every day. Let's see. Oh. Something wants to come out. I can't quite get. Surprise. Prompting. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Closeness. Look at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Unicorns. You are blessed with love, compassion, and wisdom. So that's you. That's how he's seeing you. And under that is help. So it says, look for the unexpected today. And the unicorn is with a buck and a peacock in the water. And that's 33. Where did I put my glasses? 31. 31. And then he has 24. Call a friend today. And he has the unicorn and the dog. And then your unicorn is very close to you. And she has a little bunny and a butterfly and a unicorn with the red rose. So that's very interesting. You may get a call. He seems to be thinking about calling you. If you are open to that, that may be something you think about or just receive. So then this is the Atlantis deck, and it too has this little stand. I love Diana Cooper's books. They're pretty amazing. Let's see what we get here. These cards, you can see both sides, but we have cooperative expression. Interesting. Presence. And the Ice Age with nature. And bottom of the deck is sound and music with the bunny. These are very long cards. So she has a bird and a dog, and then the inner child here. In golden times, the Atlanteans loved to express creativity through art, music, and making beautiful things. They put their heart and souls into their creation, knowing the more they poured into them, the more love they would radiate from whatever they had fashioned. So interesting, right? Because I was talking about fashioning into some other things. Although they had the power to manifest objects, they preferred to make them and derive great satisfaction from creating simple and unique pieces. This enabled them to enjoy the senses and help them develop their right brain. Your guidance is to do or make something creative. However you express this, you are called on to channel your divine energy into unique, beautiful, harmonious, and original. Take the opportunity to develop all your senses. Create something unique and satisfying. And he has presence. In Golden Atlantis, the people focused on their delight of the moment. They lived in the now, so there were no tenses or words for past or future. Because every feeling and thought contributes to creating the future, the Atlanteans automatically built on what was happy and benign. Furthermore, they were emotionally present for other people. Everyone felt acknowledged and cared for. Your guidance is to be fully present emotionally as well as physically for yourself and others today. The past is gone, and churning about it is wasted energy. The future is yet to be written, for you manifest it with your current thoughts. Make your mind focus is positive and constructive. And then we have the Ice Age. 2,000-year Ice Age allowed Earth to detoxify, rest, and purify, so the planet could vibrate at a higher frequency. During the Ice Age, the Intergalactic Council was able to plan the fifth and final experiment of Atlantis, heralding the Golden Age, the most glorious and spiritual time there's ever been on this planet. If you chose this card, it indicates a time of rest and relaxation is needed. Use this space to look within and purify your beliefs and thoughts. This is time to contemplate or meditate on your life purpose and prepare yourself so that you can come into your life at a higher frequency than the old. The seeds of new beginning are germinating, right? That's the higher road that I've been talking about. So there is, give yourself space to receive that energy. So thank you, Spirit. That was very interesting. It's kind of up to him if he decides to. It looks like he's going to reach out, but open up the vault, right? Which is kind of this card right here. I feel like he's been watching you and looking at you a lot recently. Pictures or however it can happen. I just see these eyes are standing out for me, and that you may feel like it's been a long time since you've seen him, and that could just be relative to you, whatever that means. Or there may be like a desire to see him in the physical. That's like I knew that card was gonna come out. I was like, that's the card I'm thinking of. Wow. Wow. Those are some really strong cards. We have had some really interesting readings lately. I mean, this also says he'll call you here. We have Camera, Healthy Choices, Dragonfly, which is my Divine Masculine card. Sword in the Rose, Coffin in reverse. The only card in this spread in reverse. Abundance, Twin Flames, The Runner, Love Call, Hand of Cards. You know, whenever Hand of Cards comes out, it is a strategic card, right? He has some kind of strategy in mind here. The strategy seems to be he has the fear that you are moving on, that you don't want to continue this anymore. And it may be like, you know, for some, that it may have been a long time, because I am getting that feeling here. For some, it may not have been so long. So this card keeps coming out. Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, heal. Again with healing. Runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. Sun energy. Rich thoughts grow money. Law of vibration. Mercury. You're on his mind. Gemini. Something is telling me to talk to you. I think I said that. Lover above. There's a desire here to be in a high frequency. Like attracts like. You're too beautiful. That is, there's sacred geometry, deeper into shadow, owl medicine, and I've changed. Will you like me? I'm planning to surprise you, which is kind of crazy, right? I forgot this card was even here. They're manifesting you. Capricorn. You're so amazing. I am lucky. Fairies, be resilient. Moon. Sage. I miss your smell. It feels like this is at night for a lot of you. Yeah. I get different scenarios. For some, I even get like a delivery, which is weird. You could have a birthday or something in the mail. I'm getting very strong Mercury energy. I'm looking over and seeing it here too. That you may, the delivery may be electronic, you know. The web is an Aquarian-based communication tool. But I feel like with Mercury here so present, that there's a lot of really fast, this is really fast communication. But you're going to have to kind of, you know, I always say, like, with Twin Flame, there's no, time doesn't matter because it's soul energy. So it's, you can take as long as you want. And I think that's why there's a lot of emphasis here on, like, don't act out of fear energy. Because I can feel there's a choice that you're having to make about, do I honor my boundaries or do I engage in this for fear that maybe this is my only chance? I think you're thinking about a memory of when there was a lot of communication and then maybe it just stopped, or a different time in your guys' relationship where there was, he was giving and then stopped giving somehow, because I see that there was quite a shift in energy at some point here. And I see this kind of resurgence of this energy triggering you to think, wait, this is why I made all of these boundaries. And you desiring to have a lot of clarity around why that happened. And so he's going to take a risk. You need to decide what kind of risks you're going to take, how much of what you're thinking you're going to show. And obviously with Twin Flame, it's just always better to be authentic because your twin can tell anyway. But that has to be in alignment with what you feel currently, right? Like, the thing about it is there's a question here about, well, do we still have this chemistry? Look at, there's a seduction card. Is this over, or do we still have this insane chemistry? Do we still feel this super duper passion? And you're going to find out the answer to that question very quickly. Because all throughout every card that all the cards I've drawn here, there's definitely this energy of mutuality. Center of the reading is the Two of Cups, which is mutual. This card says liking each other equally. There's been other things that it's like the yin yang seems very prominent, and it is interesting here that in this particular spread, he sort of feels a bit alone, which is in an interesting energy, because generally I would say the feminine kind of feels alone. But now I'm getting a very interesting taste in my mouth. It's sort of like wedding cake. I feel like you're going to get an acceptance out of this conversation that you haven't had before. That it's a very beautiful energy. I can't quite put into words. You know, I don't really believe in things like nirvana, personally, or heaven, whatever you want to say it, but sometimes we are able to glimpse how things have occurred that may have been at some point perceived as negative or difficult, that led us to this self-mastery, right? This spread ends on the Eight of Pentacles, which is a card of self-mastery. And when you do the work of healing, of self-mastery, it's interesting that we call it work, right? Like, we always call it the work. It's the work of mastering your own self-love. And you're going to see, I will say, like the dominoes all falling in a line. You're going to understand why things happened the way that they happened on a new scale. Why are these North scale? I am not sure. But if you're open, and that seems to be kind of the important energy here, you remaining open and curious and not shutting your heart down. Now, only you're going to be able to understand the way that you do that and how the boundaries that you've made. I will say, every time you kind of go through the cycle, it gets more interesting to go through it again, right? Because you're like, I can't go through this again. And then you wind up back at the same place that you were before, and you know you're going to go through it again. And what repeats is the choice that you get to make, right? You get to make choices from a higher perspective because you've experienced more, hopefully, and you've understood more. So that's what they want me to give you on that. They're saying done. Okay. It's just like, take your time is what I'm really getting. So let's get advice. And, you know, they're saying a lot of you have practices to put yourself in a high vibration, and don't abandon those to, like, the minute that they're important, and they're there for a reason, though, and they're just pointing out that the Magician has the 8 on his hood here, right? What an interesting reading. Okay. What am I looking at? These? These? A lot of healing cards in the spread. And I'm seeing now it says healing, separation, go within. And that's a lot of what I talked about here. You nurturing your inner child seems to be giving him a lot of confidence that he can face this. It's an interesting mask on this card too. It's kind of distorted. You have Medicine Woman. He has Fairness, Matt, and Guinevere, True Love. You are a channel for divine healing power. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. That's so interesting, right? This word delivery, and I said delivery or deliver. I feel like some of you are going to get a delivery. Interesting. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Very interesting here. I'm so curious as to what this delivery is. Could be flowers because I see her with lilies here. I also see, for some of you, it may be like something made by the hand, like art or a song or something like that, because of that Atlantis card. True and true love. Yes, what you're asking about is the truth. Relax, everything's okay. Don't worry, it'll all be fine. Got that card yesterday. He got it, I believe, because it's time to clearly decide what you want. It's a unicorn in the fountain. Definitely yes. You have 2 cards of yes here. The answer to your question is a strong yes, and it's the truth. I don't know that I've ever had that strong of an answer to a question. I should have said, maybe I'll title it Ask a Question. Oh, I have a rogue card. Maybe we need this card. It says forgive. It's time to let go of anger or blame. So maybe someone needs to hear that. You have Paul the Venetian with the rose. He has Bridget, which is my Divine Feminine card. Faith and Archangel Michael, they want 2. So Kuan Yin and Green Tara, strong energies. Okay. You have Paul the Venetian experiencing grace. So that's the Mary Magdalene symbol, the pink rose. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. He has moved back to wholeness. That's healing, right? Recognize that you have the power. Stay calm. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. You are safe. Trusting heaven. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. Choose to be loved. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Interesting, because I kind of have been wondering about something regarding that kind of a statement. Wondering what I should do with the thing. Okay, so I really love Archangel Michael's sword in this card. Okay. Boji Stone's balance. I'm going to take forgiveness for you also. Sexuality and patience. He's been waiting. Ancestors and new beginnings. Bottom of the deck is cycles and animals. So any of these energies you can just call into your energy field. We have Boji Stones, pink tourmaline, crocite, pyromorphite, coaxonite, and petrified wood with the moonstone. If you want help navigating the cycles, call on Moonstone. We're going into Cancer season soon. You have Archangel Gabriel's dragon. He has Earth and Air dragon, green and gold dragon from Sirius, and then the emerald dragon with the orange gold dragon from Arcturus. See that I have this here. Self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. You carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. So you can ask Archangel Gabriel to put that diamond in your chakra column. Represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. Stay balanced, ground your visions, manifest your hopes and dreams. Brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. Learn about spiritual technology. Be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. And then we have the most beneficial fortunate card here. Brings healing and cosmic abundance. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. So this is another card of like a self-mastery, right? Becoming this highest version of yourself. Opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. So what we saw in the Atlantis card. Carry the energy of the future and be a guiding light. So let's get a few messages from your twin and we will be done. I thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting. And let's see. Only time will tell. Romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. Acceptance is the key to, we have another card of forgiveness, to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There's no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events. Life is too, we had another card that said exactly that. Life is too precious to waste. Create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only being true to yourself and others that it is only being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Power, you instinctively know what is right for you and have the power to say no or walk away at any time. Passion, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy. Manifesting miracles, your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. All right, I hope this helped you clarify some things. Thank you so much. It was 56:56. Thank you for being here. Bye for now.